Hello, welcome to another episode of Jackson Talks Everybody, with me, your host, Jackson Stone, and today's episode is a unique one. I'm going to go through a lot of things. I'm going to talk about a lot of things. I'm not sure how long this episode will last, maybe 20 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how much I say, obviously. But I'm going to go into some things that have happened in the past week in the professional wrestling business, and some other topics that are going on in our country right now. But I want to briefly speak about this mic that I was sent to by the Wrestling Talk Hosts podcast. Brilliant. Thank you for sending me this mic. It's awesome. This is the first time I'm using it on this episode. So hopefully it sounds good. Let me know, and also give them a follow on Instagram. So yeah, cool. And before I really get into what this episode is about, my idea for it, and really what it means overall for me as Jackson Stone, and overall for the podcast, for Jackson Talks Everybody. So I want to briefly go into why I started Jackson Talks Everybody. I started it about a year ago. I think the debut episode of Jackson Talks Everybody came out in late July of 2019, and it was meant as an idea to present my character more. I just started the You Are Loved stuff a couple months prior in May, and that was really where my focus was at, and it's where my focus has been since then. But I wanted another platform to maybe get across my pro wrestling character, to maybe get across my personality more, and just another way that I could relate to people that were following me or listening to me. And it started off as strictly a wrestling podcast or talk show. First it started off as I was just filming the episodes for YouTube, because so many people were doing podcasts, so I just wanted some visual content to put on my platform, and I really wanted to grow my YouTube channel. So it was just going to be me interviewing a guest for my YouTube channel, which would be called Jackson Talks Everybody, really branding that everybody. And it started off as me asking my guests questions about me, kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of get that weird, cocky heel persona over. And about a few episodes into that, I just realized that wasn't really me anymore. That wasn't the direction that I was going to go as a pro wrestler, obviously, as you can tell by who I am right now talking to you. And that kind of drastically changed after just doing maybe 3 or 4 episodes. And so I changed to more of just an open dialogue between me and whoever I was interviewing. And it wasn't an interview per se, because it wasn't 20 questions. It was more of just open, responsible conversation between two human beings trying to get their story. Because, as you know, when we share stories about anything in life, whether it's, becoming a pro wrestler or doing anything like that, those kind of shared experiences can inspire others to then go out and reach their dreams and achieve their goals, whatever the case may be, not in terms of pro wrestling. So that was it drastically changed the idea and the approach behind Jackson Talks Everybody. And then I started, then I was if I'm going to film all of these, I might as well just put the audio version on Spotify and Apple. So that's when it kind of officially became a podcast. It didn't become a podcast officially until about 7-8 episodes in. And, and then it was on all these kind of streaming platforms. And then the episodes really, and then I actually took off the Like they ask you what kind of podcast is, what's the genre, and I actually took off wrestling and I put it like society and culture because I wanted to reach a broad audience, because I wasn't really talking about just only wrestling. Of course, my guests that came on were, the majority of them were pro wrestlers, because that's kind of the easiest and most accessible human beings that I could get to. But we were speaking about a wide range of topics, which I think is also cool to know that some of the people that I did interview and have on my show were interested in more than just professional wrestling, which is cool. And so now, and end up having about 23 episodes in its entirety. I actually got a website made called Jackson Talks Everybody. It's jacksontalkseverybody.com. It's live. Go check it out right now. It's got all the episodes. But it comes to my point about what I really want to speak about, what I really want to be honest and transparent with you guys about is leading me to this point. So I ended up with 23 episodes about a week ago. And then today's date is it's June. Let me check. Hold on. It's June 25th. So it's Thursday, June 25th. So about a week and a half ago, the speaking out movement began, and it began with someone that I considered a friend. It began with someone that I looked up to in the professional wrestling business. It began with someone who was not the person that I thought they were. It began with a person named David Starr. And for those who are listening who are not professional wrestling fans and have no idea what I'm speaking on, please bear with me through this portion of the episode, but I think it's also really important for you to listen. It could be triggering, though, to some, because there will be some talks about some sexual abuse and some harassment stuff. So if that's triggering for you, skip ahead a little bit and catch me at the later portion of this episode. And so it began with him, and all the information that came out about him was terrible. And I mean, I had no idea, and that makes me sick to my stomach. I've been speaking with one of his ex-girlfriends. I guess I can name her because she's been tweeting about him now. Her name is Bella. She's a lovely human being. She seems to be doing all right amidst all the negativity and awfulness that she's been hearing, and come to a realization about who David actually was. And so I've separated myself from him, obviously, 100% cut ties no matter what. So that's obviously the point I'm trying to make, is that I've deleted his episode and anything that we did together for this podcast. And then the speaking out movement continued, and it continued to out a lot of professional wrestlers, a lot of wrestlers, not just independent, but signed and contracted wrestlers. And the movement is so brilliant in terms of the fact that these women who are speaking out, and men who are speaking out, are having to relive some of the most traumatic experiences of their life, but they're doing it for the greater good. They're doing it so no one else has to go through that pain. They're doing it so that we can have shared experiences, not shared experiences, but we can learn from their experiences to inspire us to come out with our stories, so that no one has to go through that same pain again. So we can remove these kind of people from a business that's supposed to be about community, that's supposed to be about elevating people up, that's supposed to be about making people forget about their problems while they watch us wrestle. And so the men and women and everyone in general coming out about the speaking out movement, you're literally saving lives by doing what you're doing. I don't know if you fully comprehend that by just your simple tweet, your simple reliving your moment, you're simply telling your story, you're owning that story, you're taking your power back, you're saving lives. It might just be one, but that's enough, and that's amazing, and I commend you for that, and I stand with you for that. And I know that as a wrestler in the state of Texas, that's kind of the body that I can have a little bit of impact over. and I'm working as much as I can with my local promotions. I know that a lot of people like Lucha Portal and Sabotage and Heel Face Wrestling and all these other companies are doing exactly what needs to be done to keep everyone safe, fans, wrestlers alike, so that we can move forward in a better light. So then, after the David Starr stuff and all the other people that I received information about Andy Dalton. And if you're a viewer of the show, you know that Andy Dalton is a big part of this show. He's been was a big part of this show. He was the very first guest I had on. We did a later Q&A. We just, and we filmed a lot of episodes together during quarantine. And he did some unspeakable things that I'm ashamed to have been not a part of, but just been someone who's never known about that and done nothing to help all of these women that he's hurt. And as of a few days ago, he's left my house. He does not live here anymore. He's with his mom. And I have signed him up for therapy. So it's his decision now to change. It's his decision now. The ball is in his court. If he wants to fully commit to being a better person, to being accountable for the horrendous acts, if he wants to be accountable for those acts, face the repercussions and the consequences of his terrible actions, then he can choose to change. It's a long, hard road to unravel and unpack all of his trauma and all of the pain that he redistributed onto all of these women. It's a long, hard road, but if he commits to it, he may be able to change. But that's out of my hands now. I did the best I could in giving him the tools, but he now has to take it into his own measure and want to change for himself. So it's out of my hands. I just wanted to make that clear for the people watching. And for those that he did hurt, I love you. I'm so sorry. It breaks my heart. And if you watch this episode, or you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me. So that, yeah. Excuse me. So basically that is what has led me to this moment right here about Jackson Talks Everybody, is that basically when I said that I ended up with 23 episodes, I have removed the majority of those episodes and I'm down to about 5 episodes left. And I mean, a lot of the episodes that I could have kept, but there was mention of some people that I didn't want to be associated with anymore. There was some mention of these things and some of these questions I was asking weren't me. And so I just basically decided to start over. And the only episodes that remain on JacksonTalksEverybody.com are a few that I have with my best friends from college and a few that I have with my mom and dad and solely with my mom. So those episodes are still available to watch. But this episode right here that you are currently viewing or listening to will basically be known as the restart, the reboot of Jackson Talks Everybody. And so going forward, we will have more of this. There'll just be me speaking to you guys. And I'll speak about a lot of different topics. We'll speak about mental health. We'll speak about current events, sports, a little bit of wrestling. I will continue to have on guests, and those and those conversations will be open and honest dialogue. There'll be stories, there'll be things that person is dealing with or going through. There'll be my stories relating to that person. And of course, I will officially bring back or start over again, however you want to put it, everybody's hotline. And that's something I think I'm most excited about. It would just be this setting right here. I will put a number up on social media, and for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the time may be, I will take phone calls through this computer, basically answering, talking, advice, questions, comments, concerns, funny stories. You just want to say hi, literally anything. That's what everybody's hotline will be about. So this podcast, this talk show will still be on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, JacksonTalksEverybody.com. Will be a lifestyle podcast with me, talking to you guys, connecting, creating a sense of community and love and support, in the same kind of vein and realm of everything else I'm doing. And I truly believe that a lot of good things happen when some really bad shit goes down, and some really bad shit went down in pro wrestling, but it was necessary. It was necessary for those people to be called out on their absolutely terrible decisions. Absolutely necessary. And so as I sit here and tell you that if you're a pro wrestling fan listening to this and you love independent professional wrestling, please do not give up on us. There's so many good people doing hard work right now as I speak, trying to make the environment and the scene and the shows safe. So safe. I've seen some brilliant people on social media doing change, acting now for change, not waiting for someone else to do it, but acting now for change. And they're using actions, and I love to see it. I'm going to be part of that change, and we're going to build a better pro wrestling, a safer pro wrestling. And I'm excited for that. And yeah. Cool. Just a few other things I think I want to touch on real quick. I would like to talk. I haven't been able to publicly announce this yet, but I have officially launched the You Are Loved website. So if you go to youarelovedlife.com, you will basically find there all the information you need about You Are Loved. So why I started it, when it started, what's it for, the idea behind it, the goals, why it exists. Every video that's been released is on the website as well as on YouTube. There's a helpline tab where you can find all of the helpline, 24-hour helpline, 24/7 helplines that are available for you if you're in a crisis right now, as well as how to get involved with You Are Loved. If you want to learn even more, if the website doesn't give you enough information, subscribe to it, and also just DM me and ask me more. If you want to get involved, if you want to tell your story, DM me. If you want to run some sort of collaborative event with You Are Loved involved, yes, please DM me. That's a huge goal of mine. I want to run events in the community to bring people together, because we all need that connection, that love, and that's all what You Are Loved is about. And I think a really big thing is that all of the merchandise that I put out for You Are Loved is available all the time. And 100% of those proceeds, minus the cost to make the shirt and to ship it out to whoever orders it, will go back into mental health awareness, education, and research. Whether that be me donating it to a specific company, whether that be Crisis Text Line, the Lifeline Foundation, American Suicide Foundation for Prevention, all these things, or if it's going back into creating an event or putting on an educational event or sponsoring someone's treatment for a month. So no matter what you buy, all of that money is going back into mental health awareness, mental health research, and mental health education. And along with that, These shirts are available right now if you want to check them out. But along with that, I also got the Twitter and Instagram for You Are Loved up and running as well, and that's at You Are Loved Life as well. So go follow all those things. I post regularly, but some of the stuff that I've been posting on the Jackson Stone Twitter might be starting posting on the You Are Loved to kind of keep spreading that positivity, that awareness, and those good vibes. So that's that. I'm really happy with that. In July, in July I will announce a little something else I got going on that will drop in the first week of 2021. But we'll save that for the next episode. But really, all I'm trying to do here with this podcast and with my social media and through pro wrestling and through You Are Loved and through all the other stuff that I'm attempting to do and will do, just takes a little patience, is to create community, is to create connection, is to have people feel like they have a sense of belonging, because that's all we want. That's all I've wanted, I wanted to feel like I belong somewhere, whether it was in baseball, whether it was in the mental health community, whether it's in pro wrestling, that sense of belonging, it makes you feel good, and I want to create that for people everywhere, whether they live in Texas or not. We can be connected through a community of social media throughout the world, and I want to do that and just remind every person, even in our darkest moments, that you are loved. And there's someone out there that cares about you and wants to see you thrive and live and chase and reach all of your dreams. These things are possible. These things are real. Hope is real. Help is real. Please stay with us. Please. But yeah. Whew. Yeah, I think we're going to start getting real heavy and real on Jackson Talks, everybody. I'm going to present to you my most authentic self all the time, and that's what I've prided myself on doing, for a while now, and I think you deserve it on this podcast as well. So, but I want to talk about, in the kind of the same subject. It's been like a little over a month now since Hana Kimura died by suicide, and there's a painful reminder with her and a lot of the very young people that die by suicide, is that our language and our word choice, it matters a great deal. Just like one small act of kindness can literally change someone's life, the same can be said about the words we use. And we've all made mistakes. Imperfection is really the only option. We've all said the wrong things at the wrong times, hurt the people we love. But we can choose empathy. We can choose kindness. We can choose compassion. And we can be the reason that someone chooses to live. We can be that reason. So I empower you to be mindful of the words you say. Be mindful of the things you tweet. Be mindful of how you reply to people. Because we truly do not know what someone else is going through. We just don't. So let her beautiful, beautiful soul be that reminder for us, especially in the professional wrestling community. Yeah. On top of that, we're still dealing with COVID-19. It's getting worse here in Texas, so I think we're going to shut back down because people are refusing to wear masks. It's not that hard. Wear a mask. Be cleanly, be clean, wipe your shit down, stay 6 feet apart. when things started opening up in Texas, obviously I followed all the guidelines. I did have a few people over at my house. Maybe I shouldn't have. But I've been wearing a mask everywhere, and I employ people to wear masks everywhere. I don't know what's going to happen in Texas. I don't know if they're going to shut us back down or what's happening, but we're still dealing with that. We're still dealing with that uncertainty. We're still dealing with that kind of pause on our life. We're still dealing with all of that stuff on top of dealing with the racial inequality, the systemic racism, trying to be anti-racist every day, trying to educate, trying to learn, trying to understand how we can amplify these black voices, how we can amplify the people that have gone unheard for so long. And I'm going to start doing that on this podcast and on this show. I'm super pumped to be collaborating with my guy Darius Lockhart in July with a You Are Love shirt for Minority Mental Health Month. That's not enough though. I'm going to do more. So let's not forget that. That's still going on, that all black lives matter. So please don't forget that. I think 2020 may be the most pivotal year in our history. It's the year that, the real issues got brought to the forefront, that we can make change on, that we can do something about. Our generation, our people right now in this country can do something about. We can be the change for our kids and for our grandkids and for their kids and everyone after us. We can be that. We can rewrite the history books to tell the truth, to say that we ended this shit and we finally got equality for every single person, no matter what gender, race, sexual orientation, whatever, it doesn't matter. Equality, love is the answer. It's it. It's always been the answer. It's love. It's love. So much happening, overwhelming, but it's important. It's important stuff. And it needs to be addressed. And I'm I'm proud to be part of it and being with the people who are also trying to change, hand in hand, side by side, fighting together. But I think also in some other news, I guess. This podcast will also talk about some current events, which I guess that's what I've been talking about the whole time. Current events. But I'm a big baseball fan. You guys know that I played baseball in college. And so MLB just announced that there will be a season this year. I guess players will be reporting training on July 1st. And they'll have a 60-game season, and that will begin on July 23rd and 24th. So that's pretty exciting. And I'm interested how much they're going to get paid, so let me look. So they're going to get 100% of their prorated portion for their 2020 salary, which will be about 37% of their regular salary. So that's pretty cool. Good to see that. Good to see sports come back, but got to be safe. So, they're big companies, so they should be able to do the necessary precautions and measures to keep all the players safe. So, players, coaches, staff, everyone like that, which is good. I think the last thing I want to touch on before I let you guys go from this reboot, restart, reset of Jackson Talks Everybody is, so. With COVID-19 and in Texas, we had about 10 weeks of pause before kind of things started opening up. But those 10 weeks, I think I learned a lot. I learned how much I want to do, how much I can do, how much I want to help. But I also realized that just because you get used to something doesn't mean you like it. And I think that hit me a lot. Because we get in these routines every day. We get in these routines every day. Wake up, have breakfast, go to work, come home, have dinner, watch a show, go to bed. Routine, routine, routine. And just because you got used to it doesn't mean you like it. And this pause, while COVID-19 is not good, it's awful. People are dying. People are losing their jobs. People have lost their jobs, their financials, their income. A lot of isolation, a lot of bad has come with it. But if I've learned anything, is that we got to look a little bit on the bright side about how this pause can have helped us and can find a way for us to enjoy the things that we have right now. Family, friends, time alone, the rest, the reset, the pause, figuring out what we do like, figuring out what we do want to do, figuring out what's most important to us, being grateful for those little things that can be taken away in an instant. And during COVID-19, I worked at Walmart. I worked at the distribution center in Fort Worth, Texas, for Walmart, and I've never done a job like that. The only jobs I've had is personal training and professional wrestling. And now as of yesterday, so June 24th, I stopped working at Walmart. I worked there for 3 months, and it really gave me the utmost appreciation for people who make our lives better on a day-to-day basis. And we barely thank them for it. Like, I was one of those people. I did not appreciate how hard these folks are working every day to help this country run smoothly and give us the things, the necessities we need for everyday life. That's why thank you. Thank you for that. That's taught me a valuable lesson, and I'll take it with me forever. And that's another thing that I'm going to announce a bit later in these episodes, is what I'm dropping in January 2021, which will be kind of part of that community, about putting more emphasis on those workers. So look out for that. But that's what Walmart taught me. COVID-19 taught me to be grateful. I was already extremely grateful for everything I have in my life, but I'm even more grateful for just the little things, being able to wake up every morning, stuff like that, having coffee. It doesn't seem like a big deal, right? But it is. It's actually a huge deal, and it made me realize just because I get used to something doesn't mean I like it. We got to find that passion, because I know if you're listening to this episode, that there's one thing out there that you are better at than everyone else. And you can find it. And you can do it. You can. You 100% can. I still don't know where we're going from here. I know that I'm happy that I did this episode. I'm happy that I told you guys what's really going on and how I'm feeling. Because I've been on the last week, I've been angry and on the verge of tears almost every day. I have cried. I've cried a lot. And that's okay, because I'm feeling a bit better now. I'm feeling like I'm coming through this on top. I'm finding the reasons of why. I'm finding the reasons of how can I make this situation better for myself and the people around me. And that's what I'm doing. That's what this show is now going to be about. Open and honest and responsible conversation about the things going on with me, with my guest, and eventually with you when I do the Everybody's Hotline. So, I don't know if I have much more to say. I do say, if you're out there, if you're listening, I love you. If you're going through something right now and you're struggling, it will get better. It can get better. Hope is real. Help is available. If you don't know where to turn, message me. I'll find you the tools and the resources you need, because this world is a better place with you in it. It's a better place with you in it. I 100% believe that. And I appreciate you guys listening. We're on a new journey now. We're on a new journey together with this podcast, with this talk show, with You Are Loved. all of them together, building communities, building connections, building support, building love. I appreciate you guys following along with me. And I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. And I appreciate your support always. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe, follow, rate, watch, view, tell your friends about it if you like it. Go to jacksontalkseverybody.com, go to youarelovelife.com, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Cheers.